Fall cleanup with battery operated blowers can be an excellent experience as long as you manage your expectations. Obviously behind us we have a driveway full of leaves, and if we were to use this 20-volt Craftsman blower to take care of that driveway, we might have a bad experience. But where these battery operated blowers shine, and specifically this Craftsman V20, is cleaning out your garage, blowing out some leaves that might be in there, getting the dust and dirt out of the garage, taking care of leaves that might be on your front porch or on a sidewalk, somewhere where you're going to pull this guy out and use it for 2-3 minutes, where it's not worth starting up something that is much larger. You can also clean off your deck or do anything, work around landscaping. But where this doesn't work really well is if you try to move large portions of leaves and get into your yard and clean up large areas. You'll find that the runtime on this specific model is going to be somewhere around 20 minutes on full turbo mode, and that's kind of a mixed use, I guess. If you go full turbo, you might be even less than that. You might be in the 12 to 14 minutes on just full all on out. But you have over 400 CFM. You have a good amount of wind coming out. If you're over 100 miles an hour, you can get jobs done. But this 20-volt battery, in the amp hour of that battery, is what limits you. So if you really need to get a large job done, easier to just grab a gas blower or get one of the larger, higher voltage models that's going to have a higher amp hour battery pack to get that done. Well, the power of this is excellent. It's just not going to do a large property. So if you're interested in something like this for small jobs, you found the right video. I will go through this guy top to bottom. First, the tube on the bottom has a scraper edge. You can see how it's thicker down here. That is meant to scrape along, move anything that might be on the concrete or the grass or anything like that, pick it up so you can blow it away. It's nice to have that more thick scraper edge on the bottom. These tubes are two tubes that just all click together, and then it clicks into the body of the tool. You have a variable speed trigger, and I'm just going to turn this on. Very easy to use that trigger. On the top is a turbo button. So if you have this going, then you push turbo, that holds everything on. Now to turn turbo off and to get back to a variable speed, you either have to let the trigger go or you push the button again. With it on turbo, there is no variable speed. Let me show you that. You have to get to the point where it turns off in order to go, but we can hit the button. And that is how it operates. The 20-volt battery that is on here is a V20. It will take any of the Craftsman V20 batteries. It could be anywhere from a 2 amp hour all the way up to their largest battery. No issue. The one problem that I see with how this connects and looks is our battery meter is on the back end of this. So if we want to see our battery voltage, we can't because it is hidden. The back of it has a clip, Versatrack compatible, so you can hang this up on the wall. That is very nice. Otherwise it will sit down on any countertop on its plastic base. Sucks air in the back, so if you get that close to any clothes, it will pull up against that. Not a big deal. It's not going to suck them in or anything like that, just how this works. Very simple operation. Ergonomically, this thing is amazing, except when you're using it upside down. You can see my hand position. I use my pinky finger basically for the trigger, but what ends up happening is my palm will contact the turbo button. So I'll turn turbo on and off. I was using this to show that you could blow off a car. Obviously this car's dirty, but I was getting the leaves off of it, and I was clicking the turbo button on and off while I was doing so just by moving it around. The other thing that this guy presents while you use this up high is there is a pretty loud whirling noise that's high pitched that can get to your ears. So ear protection, if you're doing that, is going to be necessary. Very common with multiple blowers like this to be quite noisy when they get close to your ears. As long as you keep it in a lower position how you're normally moving it around, that noise is not as apparent and less vulnerable to your ears, so you don't have to wear hearing protection while using this. This Craftsman blower is part of their RP lineup that is a brushless motor with a runtime balance and a protection in it so that you don't hurt the motor or the battery. So this is going to be geared more towards runtime than it is power. You have that kind of balance that you have to do with any tool. More power, less runtime, less power, more runtime. Kind of one of those balances that every tool manufacturer has to figure out what they're going to do. This tool works awesome for these small jobs that you have around the house. Something I'd highly recommend if you're in the Craftsman line and have those small jobs. If you have a larger jobs like what you might see behind us, you probably need a gas blower that's going to be a backpack blower. We also have a couple reviews like that on our channel of the larger blowers, so check them out. Hopefully I can help you kind of mitigate what you want from a battery operated blower and where you need to go in that line. If you need to go with like a 20 volt like this, or if you need to go upwards of the 60 or 80 volts, we can walk you through that also. As always, leave your questions in comments below. We'll get back to you on that. Thank you for your time. Give us a like in this video, subscribe to the channel. Have a great day.